well, why don't we just start? We'll just start by grounding and just seeing how this all kind of ties together. These very, um, I don't know, kind of simple moments like, well, here we are. And we're reminded, like, oh, that's right. I'm here to do some work. Like, there's just something about being at ease. Like, it just doesn't accidentally happen, like, I kind of need to understand what is this kind of effort that I put forth. So go ahead and just find a seated pose, kind of maybe shifting, moving. And in your own way, then there's a pose that's comfortable. We don't want to feel like, ouch, this is really uncomfortable. How much longer are we going to be here? So there's effort, maybe an effort to be upright. But any kind of effort leads to kind of a relaxing. And then just taking in this sound of the bell. A very sweet way the bell calls us to the present. Like, honey, come here, come home. And possibly, maybe you are in your home, but already it might feel a little different. Like, well, when I'm at home, I usually don't stop. I'm usually trying to do the next thing. But right now, stop this sacred pause. We could just maybe remember how our body is our home. Body is a refuge. We get a sense of being grounded. Grounded. And there's the word ground. You could even imagine you're sitting on the ground, on the earth. Even if it makes sense to use your imagination, like you're sitting on the ground and you're in the forest, maybe there's a tree that you're leaning against. Even if this is something you've never done, you could imagine, even feel like in your body this connection to the earth, trees around you, the tree you're leaning on, grounding. Maybe you can sense the aliveness, the energy of the trees, of all the other beings around you. You're still in your body in your home. Listening, quieting, you might notice just what is happening right now. Your environment, how your body feels today. Is your awareness here? Is it being pulled somewhere else? This part of our work, coming back, moving awareness into the present experience. Noticing maybe your attitude, as the body is still kind of settling in. It's good to go back, just feeling of grounded. And feel my body, it's right here. So I'll just share a little bit more just how um, when we're clear about what we're doing here, and clear about, yeah, I have a meditation practice. Like, what do we mean when we say we're practicing? What are you practicing? So we practice maybe that which it's like this doesn't come easy, but I know ultimately this is important to me and I really want to do it. So we can be conflicted, like part of us wants to do it and part of us doesn't want to do it. And so we say, like, oh yeah, I have to practice doing it because I can almost sense and because like a meditation practice, it might just not be a strong habit, not something we've been doing for years and years. And so we practice even watching a hesitancy, like, oh, in fact, me personally, I just did this morning where I had time to do morning meditation. And I could feel like, well, I don't have to. And I could feel myself wiggling out of it, like, I don't have to meditate. I mean, and I just so I had to practice, so that's what that part of practice is first, just kind of getting to the meditative seat, sitting down, and now I'm going to stop. So when we choose, now I'm putting everything down. I'm just going to stop all of that momentum of I got stuff to do and just stopping. And then once we're in our meditation, we see, well, the mind still, I could physically stop, but the mind still wants to go somewhere else. And it's when we know that feeling of I am right here, I'm not distracted. And when we have just that full connection, those moments, the mind is unconflicted. Like it's here and things become, we sometimes use that word, more spacious. I had a teacher who said, like, this is why I brought up like sitting in nature. Because if you've ever, been outside and, some beautiful place where you've been and you might feel like nature doesn't have a hurried quality. Like nature is never in a hurry. But it's constantly changing and but it's more of like just a lawful unfolding, around us. There's no hurry. And that's why when I, bring in or imagine places like being in what we call nature or outside or in the wild, that we can drop those feelings of being conflicted or the mind being pulled around in these different directions. We're not hurried. We don't have that feeling of being in a hurry. And this is not insignificant then. And then we do this again and again. Like, wow, this is kind of what it feels like in my body when my mind is just calm. focused. We use these words: focused, concentrated, and here. And then if we really can watch the mind, we'll see like, oh, the story's coming in. Oh, wait, I'm gonna do that thing later. Oh, and we get pulled away. So it really is through this personal, like authentic experience of kind of disallowing our mind to project into the past or future, that we get this rich experience of being right here and not wrestling with this present moment. We're here and kind of feeling into not just, what is like pleasant, but also what is unpleasant right now. And I'm going to go back to what Jenny was teaching last week about the RAIN, rain, where we start with recognizing. So our practice, most of our practice is the R, is that moment of, wow, like I can only describe it like, wow, I can actually feel that I'm fully here. And I see what's going on right now. And I can just keep opening to it, how it is. I don't have to rush in to fix it. I'm just going to be with it. And when we give like our full attention, our full awareness, like this is felt like in our heart, in our body, when we've given ourselves our full attention. It's so different than some of our ordinary ways of relating to our body, of the ways that I want to change it, I want it to be better, I don't like it, that we're constantly caught up in. And when we have this feeling of I don't have that conflict anymore, and I've kind of given birth to this feeling of being unconflicted. So that's our practice. We might have glimpses of this. We understand what leads to it. And then we do this just over and over again. And truly, I am just going to bring this up. This work can be just so immeasurably powerful that we affect everyone, like here in this group, even in this virtual class, that we kind of joined our hearts together, supporting each other. So may we practice now, in this way of being with everyone here, and as we kind of lighten our own heart, it kind of lightens everyone's load. We're here for each other, supporting each other in this moment to moment exploring this possibility of being free, of decreasing tension or stress. So again, as we just move into the formal practice, that it's good to start with your body. This maybe a different position, sense of being grounded. It might be, if you want to, taking like 3 or 4 deeper breaths. As more we breathe, the more we feel this. It's like, rather than overthinking, which we can probably all tend to do, it's like we're over feeling by sensing or perceiving right now. So no hurry. Rather, recognize what's happening, kind of what's happening in your world. And how, when we're doing this work, it's like this is the work of kindness. Really understand that being kind, it doesn't accidentally happen. I'm often full of criticism toward myself. Right now, I'm practicing being kind and understanding. This might start like just right around your lips, like even as you bring awareness to your lips, the lips soften any tension around your lips. Bring awareness to your throat. And sensing, feeling the space around, let's call it your voice box. And it's soft, no harsh quality around your voice, even your inner voice. Aware of your whole body. And not so much in a superficial way, but just sensing this aliveness. And play with how you can relax your whole body and how the relaxing leads to more space in the body, the inner brightness. And soften your lips again or bring awareness. Lips, throat. And even as you soften, your lips are kind of relaxing inside of your mouth. Just remember, this is important. May I be free of tension. Or you may just bring to mind everyone here in this group and sending out the wish. May everyone here be free of tension. May your heart be at ease. May your heart remain open. And may we all continue to do this work that leads to the mind being unconflicted, receiving these kind wishes. Just want to share just gratitude for this group. Um, they really, even though we haven't met in person, at least, I mean, I haven't met most of you in person, but, um, the work that we do here together and what we share really touches my heart really deeply. And um, yeah, it just really grows my faith in this work. And I just want to say thank you all for showing up and um, yeah, continuing to come back and being really dedicated